I was driving 55 miles per hour, cruise control on, through the grass between Highway 12. I didn't believe it. I thought I was dreaming. All I knew is I had to react, and hopefully not overcorrect. I got back on the road, but I was sliding sideways and able to slow down to 50 miles per hour. I tried to correct the Ford Ranger onto a straight path once again. Instead, the side of the truck smashed flat onto the highway, causing the window to explode, and sending shards of glass across the cab. The truck continued to roll across the median over the lanes of opposing traffic. As I watched the horizon do flips, I could only wish it would stop. What seemed like 5 minutes of rolling glass showers finally ceased. I was upside down looking at the grassy ground outside the broken windshield. I still thought I was dreaming. I unbuckled myself and took the keys out of ignition, not that the engine was still running. The window had been crushed, but I managed to scramble out on my hands and knees. I paced away from the wreck, confused and dazed. The entire highway had stopped and people were getting out of their cars. Someone ordered me to lay down and stay still. As the response team's sirens neared, I realized what had just happened. I was back to reality, and the dream was over. Driving when tired or drowsy may be seen to be innocent, when in fact is about as innocent as drunk driving. It might just be spacing out for a moment, or even shutting your eyes for a second. It can be easy as drifting off in class, as you may be doing right this moment. This presentation is to help prevent you from harming yourself and others, and inform you about the dangers of drowsy driving. I would not want to see any of you make the same mistake I did and fall asleep at the wheel, though I was lucky, many are not. Statistics of drowsy driving compared with those of texting and driving under the influence of alcohol. In 2010, the American Automobile Association reported that 1/6 of deadly traffic accidents and 1/8 of accidents resulting in hospitalization were due to drowsy driving. 41% of those asked said they had fallen asleep at the wheel at some point, and more than 1/4 of drivers admitted that they had driven while they were so sleepy they had a hard time keeping their eyes open. Although people who fall asleep for more than a few minutes are often aware of those lapses in wakefulness, drivers may not be aware of shorter lapses or microsleeps. These can also have serious consequences when a quick reaction is needed to avoid high-speed crashes. I was only asleep for about 15 seconds, and I ended up on the other side of a divided highway. Just like alcohol or drugs, sleepiness slows reaction time and impairs judgment. No wonder drowsy driving can be just as dangerous. The difference is, fatigue is not a choice, and is often a result of a busy schedule. Commercial truck drivers, for example, run a high risk of falling asleep at the wheel. The National Transportation Safety Board suspects that more than half of all crashes leading to a truck driver's death were a result of drowsy driving. The long hauls with little sleep, on average 5 hours, is why truck drivers are so prone to nodding off on the job. There are very clear signs, however, showing when you may be a drowsy driver, such as head nodding, having trouble keeping one's eyes open and focused, memory lapses or daydreaming, and drifting from one driving lane or off the road. Besides being aware of the signs, there are many ways to prevent drowsy driving. The best way is sleep, of course. Young people today are averaging only 7 hours of sleep every night. I know for a lot of you it can be even less than that. Since getting a good night's sleep is not always possible, drinking caffeinated drinks is a good way to improve your alertness. I, myself, can keep a can of Red Bull in my car just in case I feel drowsy while driving. Though caffeine will only make you less drowsy for a short period of time, it should not be used as a substitute for sleep. It can get you through the drive safely. If you don't have any coffee or access to caffeine, just a 20-minute nap can help improve your alertness, as I learned as psychology this year. It is best to do a combination of both of these methods. One method I've discovered is singing or talking to yourself in a very loud or clear voice. It sounds weird, but it's gotten me home safely more than a few times. It's also helpful to have a buddy to drive with you and keep you awake with conversation. Cruise control is not a good idea if you're feeling tired when driving. This is because you're not engaging your brain, actively pushing on the pedal. Whenever you do, it's important to keep your mind active and interested. I was somewhat of a skeptic or even overconfident before I rode my truck. There didn't seem to be any danger if I was feeling sleepy behind the wheel. In some ways, I'm glad I found out just how serious driving drowsy is, so you don't have to, and rather, I can just warn you about it. If you follow these tips and take my advice, you will avoid becoming a statistic and make the road safer for everyone. Stay alert, arrive alive. It's just as serious as saying no text is worth a death, or friends don't let friends drive drunk.